Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So this is another exploring a rumor reading, and this is a shout out to Kelt View's video from yesterday, where she claims that Tyler Perry actually stormed out of Lilibet christening when he realized that the girl that they brought to that christening was not the same girl that he has seen in pictures, in the pictures that they put on social media before. Now, this calls for a few, a few assumptions. The first one is that Tyler Perry is not very acquainted with the Sussex children, because if he was acquainted with the Sussex children, then he couldn't have been surprised to see the girl that is being brought to the christening. Apparently he's not very much in contact with the Sussexes. Now, we do know that he didn't actually meet them before he gave them his house, and we don't actually know what was their relationship after he gave them his house, after he lent them his house to live in when they arrived to the US. I actually heard that after they arrived to the US, at the beginning, they lived with Doria in her very modest home, and then they, maybe they cried or they whined to Oprah, and Oprah asked Tyler Perry for help, and then he obliged to help. He actually sent Meghan a well-wishing note when she married Harry, but that didn't win him an invite to the wedding. And I myself tweeted, I think it was a week ago, a tweet asking whether Tyler Perry he said on the live commentary that he was asked to be Lilibet's godfather, and he said that he would, but not if he has to go to England and face the royal family and all of the pomp and everything that is connected to the royal family. That is something that he's not willing to do. Now, I am asking, and I asked then in my tweet, if the royal family had invited Tyler Perry, for example, to the coronation, to perform in the coronation concert or to do something in the coronation, would he really say no? Is it something that he would brush away, brush aside because of the racist royal family as he claims? Or is it something that he is very easily says that he's not, that he wouldn't go to Britain to participate in a ceremony with the royal family because he detests the royal family for the racism, but this is just hypocrisy because he was never invited to anything to do anything with the royal family. So because Oprah was very she was very keen to go to the royal wedding, and then she had no scruples in having Harry and Meghan bash the royal family in the famous Oprah interview. But she really wanted to be in the wedding, and so did Gayle King, that was not invited, but she went to London to be a commentator on the wedding. So all of those people that are telling us that they see the royal family as racist, that they don't want to be in doing anything with the royal family. I think that they are pretty much hypocritical in doing so. But this reading is going to be first, and the main reading is about that event of the christening of Lilibet, what really happened there, and what Tyler Perry did about it, what couldn't he do about it, how did he feel about it. Now I took two different spreads. The one spread is called "What the heck has happened." Naturally, it's the HELL, not heck, but that is what the spread is called. The other one is a very similar reading. I just merged the two readings together, and I decided to do the reading this way, and I am doing the reading about that event, and then later on I will take 3 cards to see how does Tyler Perry really feels in regard to the royal family. So is it something that, so would he say no if he was invited to be, for example, to get an award or something from the royal family, like Angelina Jolie was invited to receive an award from Queen Elizabeth. So would he refuse something like that from the British royal family because he believes it's racist, or would he accept it because he's actually a hypocrite and he is actually very much into receiving all sorts of honorings, and if he was asked to come to Britain to receive this badge of honor from the British royal family, he would have accepted that. So first, let's start with the reading in regard to what happened in Lilibet christening. So let me just finish this and start with my disclaimer. So before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So I'm using the PULP Girl Tarot deck, which is a tarot deck that is following the Rider-Waite tarot, but it's concentrated with women, girls, and I don't need to tell you what PULP girls mean. So let's start with clearing the deck. And let's start asking, so what happened to Tyler Perry at Lilibet christening? What did he do? What couldn't he do? And what did he feel about what happened in Lilibet christening? What did he learn from it? And how can he use what he learned from what happened in Lilibet christening? So what really happened in Lilibet christening to Tyler Perry? Did he leave the christening because something happened? Was he angry about something during the christening? What did he do? What couldn't he do? And what did he learn from all of this? What really happened with Tyler Perry at Lilibet Mountbatten, Windsor's christening? And the story that Celt Views said was that he arrived with this choir of a gospel choir, as I understand. So he arrived with this gospel choir, and he realized that the girl that was about to be christened as Lilibet was not Lilibet that he knew from the pictures, and he got angry and he left with the choir. Now, I don't know what exactly happened, but let's see what really happened. So the first card is what the heck just happened, or what the heck really happened. And we see the 10 of Wands. So whatever happened was way too much for Tyler Perry to bear. That was an overload for him. So everything that is connected to the Harkles is a lot for Tyler Perry to bear. He's encountering obstacles and obstacles and obstacles that are connected with the Harkles. And if we're just going through everything that he had to deal with since he got to know them and gave them his house. The rumors were that Meghan was treating his staff in a terrible way, and that is his staff. And his staff was complaining, so that was one obstacle. And they were, I understand, were a menace to the community that was living there, and he had to deal with that. So he had to explain to the neighborhood why they are doing all those things, that first building that very ugly fence that is not nice to the neighborhood, and all of the security and the noise and the disturbance. They were a disturbance to the neighborhood. So that's another obstacle that he had. So that is another wand that he had to deal with. And then they asked him to appear in the documentary. So he had to appear in the documentary to talk on their behalf. And then maybe Meghan is coming with all sorts of demands or requests to help her in her career, and then they asked him to be Lilibet's godfather, and then he comes to the christening, and something happened there that was an overload for him. So that was way too much to bear. So something happened there that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. If you know that saying, that was something that just broke Tyler Perry, and he just couldn't stand it any longer. So what did he do about it? And the answer is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is about thinking fast. It's about making a plan, about making some kind of thinking, making a plan, thinking, making a strategy, but executing that plan. So he had this thought, this plan, and I am executing that plan. So this is about acting fast. This is about doing something, and this is about cutting something. And a sword is there to use, and the crown is here because it is connected to royalty. So he he was, he said by himself that he never thought that he would talk to someone, to royalty. He was flattered by the fact that he was asked by someone that is a royalty to do something for them, so that he was asked to help someone from the royal family. That flattered him. But but then this, the Ten of Wands, whatever happened here, caused him to use that sword and to act on his thought and ideas. And this is something that was there already. So this is not something that just came up because of this event. These thoughts, these ideas, these plans were there before the christening. Whatever happened in the christening just caused him to act upon it and to cut this relationship. And I believe that Tyler Perry right now is not in contact with the Sussexes, because this is about cutting out. This is about executing a plan that he was already thinking about. So maybe this christening was some kind of a test, and he had this strategy, this plan in his mind, and once he came to the christening and he saw what was going on, and it was just too much for him, and he executed that plan. So that was what he could do. What couldn't he do when he encountered that? And we're getting the devil. Okay, so this is what he couldn't do. And the devil is about doing all of the wrong things. This is about addictions. This is about, well, you know what the devil means. And I would say that he couldn't just get up and say, I'm not staying here. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to get up and say, I'm going away, I'm not staying here. He felt like this is what he wanted to do, but he couldn't do that. He came there, he was there already. He felt like, this is what I want to do. This is a place of darkness. This is a place that of all of the wrong things are happening here, and I don't want to stay here. But he couldn't, and this is why he just executed his plan. But that was afterwards. But at the time, he couldn't get up and go. So I do believe that he was cross. I do believe that he was angry. But this card tells me that he couldn't just get up and leave. He wanted to, but he couldn't do that, not at that time. And I think that the second part of the rumor is probably not true. He already came there. He had to play the game all the way, but he couldn't just get up and leave. Okay, so how does he feel about all of this? And we're getting the Three of Swords. So his heart is broken. This is a person that really believed that he's helping a woman of color, someone who really needs his help. He really believed that he is doing something good. And this whole incident just broke his heart. I do believe that Tyler Perry came from a good place. He is someone who really wants to help people of color. He has a good agenda in his mind, and he really thought that he's helping someone. But the Three of Swords shows us that he was disengaged from reality. He didn't see reality. And this is something that I wrote on my tweet. Tyler Perry, a person that is telling us that he's helping people of color, but then he is helping a woman that all of her life identified as Caucasian and has no women of color as friends, has ostracized all of her black family, that she except her mother. So none of her uncles and aunts and cousins From her mother's side, she's not in contact with any one of them. She has no women of color as no people of color in her friends, except Oprah, which is not exactly her friend. She has no friends as a whole, but even as a close friends, if you're looking at the Netflix documentary, none of the women that were there as her friends were women of color. So he's helping people of color, but he's looking at Meghan, who is not, doesn't look black, never identified as black until she married Harry, is utilizing the race color, and he is not seeing reality. He has masked his eyes to see his reality. He didn't cope with reality, and he's ended up with the Three of Swords. So right now, when he's looking at his relationship with the Harkles, his heart is broken. This is how he feels. He feels destruction. He feels that he failed, and he did fail. He failed because he did not see reality. He made a mistake, and now he's paying for that mistake because he cannot get up and say, no, I'm not Lilibet, godfather. Yes, I made a mistake. He's not coming up and saying that. He cannot get up and say, no, I don't believe Meghan with everything that she said about the royal family. He cannot come up and say that because that is admitting to his mistakes. And right now, it's difficult for him. So what did he learn from this entire thing? What did he learn from it? And we get the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, that is the woman who, or the archetype of the person that is the adventurous person, a person that is taking chances, a person that is willing to destroy in order to build new things, a person that is not afraid to break conventions, as a person that is willing to change things. So in a way, Tyler Perry learned that he will have to change the way that he sees the Harkles, to change the way that he treats the Harkles, and maybe get up and admit to the world that he has made mistakes. Now, the Queen of Cups is badly aspected because she's right behind the devil, and that means that this is a person that is not stable. And this is about addiction as well. This is about being obsessive. This is even about revenge. So in a way, maybe Tyler Perry will even seek some kind of revenge. But the main thing here is to realize that he has made a mistake and to change the way that he's treating the Harkles, and maybe even admit that to the world. So how can he really use that lesson? How can he utilize it? And what we're getting here is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is exactly what I was saying, is to make that a public knowledge, to come out and do something. The Two of Cups is a card of an action to do something. So that is to make the world know that you have made a mistake. The twos are cards of some kind of action needed. And in the Two of Cups is a card of need to be the suitor and not to wait to be courted. So Tyler Perry will have to be the one who is maybe even apologizing to the royal family, to be the one who is coming out and telling the world that he has made a mistake. But it's up to him. So he is the one who will have to come up with all of those mistakes that he has made, and to be the one that comes with all of the lessons that he has learned about what he need, and about needing to change the way that to tell the world that he has changed his view of the Harkles, that he has changed the way that he sees them, that he has changed the way that he sees the royal family, and to tell the world that he is, well, that he is not, well, to ask the royal family for forgiveness for the way that he talked about them. So this is how he could or can use the lessons that he has learned. Whether he will do that or not, that is another question. So now what I'm going to do is another reading, and in that reading I'm going to ask, how would Tyler Perry act if he was invited by the royal family to some kind of a royal event? Will he say no? Will he say yes? So how hypocritical is Tyler Perry? Because I'm pretty sure that both Oprah and Gayle King will hop on the first plane to Britain if King Charles invites them to come over for the Jubilee and be the American reporters who cover the Jubilee. But let's say that King Charles invites Tyler Perry to come over to Britain for one of the coronation events. Just, this kind of hypothetical event, possibility. How will Tyler Perry react? So let's start with clearing the deck once again. Okay, so let's start asking. So how will Tyler Perry react if he will get an invite from the British royal family to an event? How will Tyler Perry react if he will get an invitation from the royal family, from the British royal family, to an event in the United Kingdom? Will he arrive? Will he say no? How will he react if the British royal family invites him to an event in the UK, or if Prince William invites him to an event connected to the Earthshot Prize in the USA or anywhere in the world? How will Tyler Perry react if he were invited to an event by anyone from the British royal family, excluding Prince Harry? I just thought about it, that Prince William in the Earthshot Prize could invite him to come to an event. Okay, so this is an SOS reading. So I'm taking 3 cards. So let's start with 3 cards. The answer is usually in the middle card, and on the sides we're getting the cards that are explaining to us or giving us either helping the answer, or or not helping it? So the answer is the Tower. So first of all, the answer is no. He will not accept an invitation from the royal family. So he's not a hypocrite. He will not accept. This is a card that shows that first, well, this is a no card. This is a card that shows that he will not, for all he cares, the royal family can collapse. And this is a tower with a crown that is falling. He really doesn't care about the royal family, and he really doesn't want to be invited to any event by the royal family. So at least we cannot say that he's a hypocrite. He will not accept an invitation. Let's see what we have here. So here we have another major arcana, and that is the Strength card. And the Strength card is all about the control that we find within ourselves. So Tyler Perry feels that he is in control, about that he has control, about that he has self-confidence, that he can find his own control, that he doesn't need other people to give him any kind of confirmation. He doesn't need the confirmation of the royal family. He doesn't need the royal family to give him any kind of confirmation. So he's not tempted by royalty. So royalty is not something that is let's say tempting for him. And on the other side, we're getting the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is riding away from the Tower. And the Knight of Wands is the aloof knight. So that is the knight that is not getting excited so very easily. He's not ignited very easily. And that is only showing us that Tyler Perry is not so excited about royalty. So once again, all of these cards are showing us that Tyler Perry is not keen on getting an invite from the royal family, and he wouldn't accept an invitation from the royal family. So when he said on the live commentary that he didn't want to go to the UK and be in that whole event of the christening with the king and or the queen when she was still alive, and he didn't want to be there with all the royal family, he was candid. He didn't lie. So that was not something that he just said because it sounded good. He meant it because he really feels this way. He doesn't feel that he needs the confirmation of anyone for the things that he's doing. He believes in himself. He believes in his own control, his own confidence. That was the word that I was looking for. Okay, so that is the tarot. And let's see what the oracle cards say. And this is the Cosmic Oracle Tarot. That is another version of the Cosmic Oracle Tarot that I used before. The version that I used before was a purple one, and the cards were a little bit bigger. This is the same oracle, just black cards. And once again, you can get them on Etsy. You can also get them on Amazon. I think that on Amazon they're a little bit cheaper. And this is how the box looks. And I'm not sure who is the writer, but it doesn't come with a book. And the messages are very, very easy to understand. So let's see what does the Cosmic Oracle tell us about Lilibet christening and Tyler Perry. So let's clear the deck. card that is not, that is upside down. So let's just find it. Where is it? Where did I see it? Oh, not sure. Okay, let's clear the deck again. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's clear the deck again. And let's start asking. So Tyler Perry at Lilibet christening, Lilibet christening and Tyler Perry, Lilibet christening and Tyler Perry, Lilibet christening and Tyler Perry. And the card that we're getting is date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. Okay, so that's one card. Let's see what the next card is telling us. Okay, because that was probably an event when he was getting food and wine. Next card is guardian. Well, he was the guardian of that baby. The next card is divorce. So that caused him to divorce the Harkles. And the last card is caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. So if we're looking at all of the cards that we're seeing, so that was some kind of a date, the coronation. He became the guardian of that girl. That event caused a divorce, as you saw with the Ace of Swords, that it caused him to implement this kind of divorce between him and the Harkles, and to exercise caution going forward with his relationship with the Harkles. I realized that with this specific deck, it's you need to take more than one card. It's not just one card, so you need to take a spread of cards. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.